Welcome back, guys. Is crypto about to have a weekend pump? We've seen some very explosive... Ooh, still got those sounds going. We've seen some very explosive moves here over the last few days. Well, last few weeks. Things have been a little quiet, but I think we are going to see the rare weekend crypto pump, and I have a few reasons for it I'm going to share with you guys. We're going to throw everything into play, and we're going to take a look at it. Then we're going to peek at some charts, etc. So settle in. Happy Friday. Make sure you guys smash the likes, the subscribe, share out the stream. Check out our sponsors in the video description below, and let's go. We're going to start it off. Where to even start? There's so many. Let's keep it simple. The Bitcoin halving is now only 113 days away, and this places it roughly in April. Something you should probably know about any of these is they're not exact times. They're based on blocks, and when the block is discovered by miners is variable. So in reality, this might not happen at exactly April 14th, but in April, maybe May, around that area, depending on how mining goes. The Bitcoin halving is the built-in deflation or inflation limiting mechanic in Bitcoin. Bitcoin started at 50 Bitcoin per block, meaning each miner solving a block got 50 Bitcoin. That got cut down to 25, again to 12, and again right now it's 6.25. In just 113 days, miners will be competing for just 3 Bitcoin and change, obviously plus transaction fees. But this is the event. This is where we get the 4-year cycle. This is where we get all of these things we know to be true or accept are true about Bitcoin, the halving. And that is coming, and as we are approaching it, we're seeing some pretty spicy price action and a lot more strength than we saw in the last cycle. So we might have something very, very special on the horizon. Looking at some other factors like the macro, the Fed with their incredibly hawkish, Chirpow with his incredibly dovish speech at the FOMC meeting just a week ago. The markets are looking to price in these rate cuts, and they're getting very excited about it. Looking at the dot plot here, we don't have too much of interest this year. Right here, all participants voting at the current federal terminal rate. But next year, 2024, oh no, you can't see it. 2024, good enough. We see those members are starting to disagree, and they're seeing rates potentially ending up at lower targets than we are this year. And what I like about it is there's a spread. Right now in this year, we have complete unanimity in the vote and where they think the Fed rate should be. But next year and into the years to come, we see that trickling off. I would put my money on it. It looks nothing like this in reality. The Fed was very to their word over the last maybe 2 years, but we've seen a little bit of maybe reversal on that rhetoric. The Fed not really holding on to their promises in the same way. They did say there were more rate cuts or rate hikes coming just a few months ago. We did not get them. In fact, I believe the last one was in July. So that was a very long time ago. They kept these rates basically at the same level, and now we're talking about cutting them down again. So markets are getting excited about this, and this is a bullish signal for Bitcoin. Where price is right now, combined with the halving, is already a pretty good argument as to why Bitcoin is likely to continue pumping. However, maybe not quite this week, but we have reason to believe that there might be some bullish things on the horizon. The SEC gathers all the spot ETF applicants in one meeting to discuss their applications. Many analysts and pundits are putting their money on January 10th. I don't know. We've been hearing about this ETF for years. This is not new, even though it feels relatively new because the rhetoric has changed. This has been going on for years. My motto and what I've been sharing with you guys for months or years now is this is inevitable. It is coming. And every day that seems to be more and more true. But let's not get excited about a certain date. We've been let down too many times. That doesn't mean we can't use this in our trading or at least in our long-term plan, because we do know that this is coming. The probability of, them throwing this idea out the window is almost zero at this point. It seems like in the news almost every day we hear about the SEC meeting with BlackRock, meeting with VanEck, whoever, discussing their applications. There seems to be something else going on here. Someone knows something. I do not, but somebody does. The energy the momentum with which this ETF is coming seems spot on. Spot on. January 10th is only 20 days away. Can you imagine? Right now, just take a moment. In your brain, just imagine. An ETF by January 10th. What would that look like? That'd be pretty wild. We may have it. Another confluence. Another reason that Bitcoin may be seeing a pump soon. We're not even to the charts yet. We're going to be looking at these, but I figured we'll go through the ideas and words first. The dollar. This is really where I'm looking right now and why I believe we're going to see a pump this weekend. The dollar and the stock market. Things are shaping up and positioning for a very strong potential rally. We're looking at NASDAQ at all-time highs as of this week. S&P lagging behind a little bit, but what we are seeing is almost undisputable evidence of liquidity back in the system. Stocks basically in tandem with Bitcoin over the last few years, hitting their high in 21, spending a long time grinding back to their highs now. Liquidity is back in the market. People keep saying the macro is bad, but it doesn't seem to be true. I don't know. With the dollar showing weakness, this is putting upward buying pressure on everything paired with the dollar. Crypto, stocks, commodities, equities, whatever. And in that spirit, we are seeing gold again rally. We're going to take a look at gold here in just a minute in the show, but gold pushing again to a new all-time high is absolutely wild. We are seeing a period of volatility. I'm not sure if it's reflected on the VIX yet, but this volatility is nothing like anything I've ever seen. Gold broke to a new all-time high, I think a week or two ago, then got smashed back down, basically looking like a blow-off top. I've been citing it for over a week now, but it is showing strength again, and this is directly related to the dollar's weakness. Directly. This is also putting upward pressure on Bitcoin, and just another one of our reasons that we're looking for a pump. I probably have more, but I'll just stop at this one. Finally, Grayscale. Grayscale Trust, another contender in the ETF race. Looking at the premium, meaning what the cost essentially per Bitcoin in the Grayscale fund is, surprisingly does deviate from the cost of Bitcoin for many reasons I'm not going to get into. At times, this is traded with extreme premiums, especially on altcoins. We've seen over 1,000% premium. I thought Link was up there. I'll look at it later. However, at the start of this year, was trading at its lowest at almost above negative 50%, meaning half off. I wish I could have gotten Bitcoin at half off. That would have been great. But as this premium approaches zero or returns to the equilibrium in parity with Bitcoin, I think we're going to see some big things. I've been saying this on the channel forever. When this premium reaches zero or turns positive, that will be when we see the real spicy Bitcoin price action. Basically, when this premium is positive, people can sell their GBTC and buy Bitcoin spot and ARB that difference. While it's negative, it's actually in the reverse, and that puts further downside pressure on the market. Right now, this premium or negative premium is trading at negative 7.3%, up from 10% just a few weeks ago, quickly approaching zero. So the trend of this, combined with our ETFs, combined with, geez, what else could even come? I guess the dollar and gold. We see a lot of really spicy confluence on the chart. So let's jump into the charts, guys. Thanks for sticking with me through that. I don't know how that was. I did my best. Oh, you're not supposed to see this yet. Did my best. Hope you liked it. We're not done though. These reasons are about to be shown to you on the chart. So keep smashing them likes and subscribes. I'll shout you guys out just as soon as I get through kind of the base of what I want to talk about. Bitcoin reapproaching last year's open, 2022's open at 46,000, looking very likely here. A 48K target on deck for the moment. The dollar on the same time frame, on this yearly, not looking so hot. Last year, we saw a very tall top wick showing us selling pressure into the end of the year. This year, looking to settle up now without a miracle on the dollar. Looking to settle up as a red yearly candle. Not the best look. Not the best look here. The dollar continues to lose strength. This has been the last, year? 2 years. Right here. 22 was a wild year for the dollar. I thought it was going much higher. Did not. However, topped out, and we have seen it really struggle to catch bids. I don't know why people are bullish on the dollar. I get, you transact in dollars, live in America, you don't want dollars to do badly. I get it. But this chart looks like absolute dog. absolute dog. Really unable to retake any kind of highs, and basically anytime we do see highs put in by the dollar, we see selling pressure jump in and bring that lower. We have not broken July's low, but zooming into the day, we can see the dollar continues to set another week over week low, and that is just okay with me. That's just fine. Still looking for the dollar to trade down into the 100, currently at 101.6. It's very, very close at this point. July's low at 99.6. What happens in these last 10 days of 2023 are going to be spicy no matter what. No matter what happens, they're going to be hella spicy. Gold. Let's look actually at the yearly. I haven't even looked at the yearly on gold. Yearly on gold somehow looks better than everything else. I don't know if I've ever looked at gold on the year since it's rallied here. Somehow it looks better than every other chart. You got a nice little cup and handle coming on gold. You have a higher high. You broke it. 7 days, 4 hours left to trade on gold, and you are looking to close that yearly at the highest level ever in the history of gold. Would not surprise me to see gold put on some gains here in the next 7 trading days, and it wouldn't even surprise me to see it continue to push and retake that all-time high. It does look like it kind of moved back to that all-time high's resistance at 2070 right here with that daily close. However, as gross as this candle looked, you did put in a higher low, you put in a lower high, a higher low, and then you broke it. This is actually looking pretty good. I might have to eat some words on gold here. This is not too bad. This higher low really cements a strong structure for gold. We might see a new all-time high by the end of the year. Jumping onto the all-time high train, and another reason that Bitcoin may rally this week or into the end of the year even. NASDAQ did put in all-time highs on December 20th, just a few days ago. And we've already seen strength after this sell-off that seemingly spooked everyone. I saw a lot of bearish rhetoric on this. After hitting all-time high the next day, or even in that day, kind of smashed back down to our daily order block of support here. This was also the previous all-time high. You may have seen it on Twitter. I did say strong bounce looking likely here for NASDAQ. This is beautiful. A break of the high at 17.08. A break of the all-time high likely to lead us to 17.3, 17.4. That would be our first little local upside extension here. But the NASDAQ, if it continues, if we see it hold this strength into the end of the year and probably kick January off to a spicy green candle, if we see that happen, NASDAQ may be trading at over 20,000. Maybe by the end of next year even. Pretty spicy. But while stocks are below all-time highs, so basically 22 through 23, Bitcoin also struggled. I don't want to say this is correlation. I don't want to say Bitcoin can't move without this, but something I can say with total confidence is stocks trended up. Bitcoin trended up. When they reversed, they both reversed. Now stocks are at all-time high. Bitcoin close to 48K. Things are looking pretty good. I will take this as a signal that Bitcoin is looking to rally. I'll take it. Continuing on, the why Bitcoin is going to continue rallying this year. It's getting old. It's getting old, but I'm just doing it. Coinbase, one of the de facto Bitcoin ETFs while we don't have one, following the TA beautifully. After painting one of the biggest inverse head and shoulders I've seen, or one of the most beautiful inverse head and shoulders I've ever seen, Coinbase has broken past 115 in the end of this year and is rocketing towards 200. We'll call it 207, but 200 looking pretty good. Not a lot of pullback here, man. October 27th to today, Coinbase has rallied 143%. Did that outpace Bitcoin in that time? It might have. Rallied a monstrous percent, and I think it's looking to finish this year off strong. We may see a test of 200 in the next 10 days. I would bet one Doge on it. Backing that up, MicroStrategy, another de facto, maybe even a better de facto ETF for Bitcoin, breaking its highs today, trading at 620. You may have seen me again on Twitter say, MicroStrategy broke 486. We're looking for 750. And it does not seem to disagree. MicroStrategy is showing it's got muscle. People made fun of Sailor, real quick tangent. People made fun of Sailor for so long, and even I did. I was like, Sailor, what are you doing with these purchases of Bitcoin? It Doesn't seem there's any rhyme or reason. You're just doing it randomly. We all kind of made fun of him. Sailor's going to have the last laugh on this one. He's going to have the last laugh on this one. So we have our de facto Bitcoin ETFs rocketing. We have stocks at all-time high. We have the dollar being weak. We have gold being strong. We have Bitcoin ETFs looking to be approved by January 10th. And it all comes down. It all boils down to this. You guys remember this. If you're new here on the show, maybe you don't. Welcome though, my friend, if you are. We were looking at this very, very long time ago, and it's finally here, and I can't wait to get the robe out, boys. Something tells me we're going to get the robe out either by the end of the year, maybe even early next year. Something tells me. The first Bitcoin Golden Cross on the weekly coming in. This has moved up in time frame a lot since we first started looking at it. Originally, it was slated for like the end of next year. With this rally, with Bitcoin popping off from 27 all the way to 45, that rally has drawn closer as the 50 weekly moving average has pulled up to a steeper gradient. And I'm not going to lie, it could happen. It could happen at the end of this weekly. It possibly could. I think more confidently, and I have projected it to January 1st, the first week of January. Pretty interesting timing, considering that's when we're looking for ETFs to be approved. That's our new year. It's an election year. Shit, I didn't bring that one in. I was going to say it's an election year. Number go up usually in election year. This is looking pretty effing wild, and all the confluence is pretty bonkers. This week specifically, and why I'm looking bullish. We don't typically see Bitcoin rallies over the weekend. However, in the last few months, we have started seeing them, and I think the biggest ones we've seen have started on Friday. That is why today is named Crypto Pump this weekend, or Weekend Crypto Pump, whatever we named it. That's why it's named it. Bitcoin flirting with the bullish engulf on the week. 43.8, currently at 43.9, pushing 44K. Bitcoin is looking pretty strong here. This is last week's open. This is our local resistance. Bitcoin does not seem to care. If we do see selling next week, we do have a little extra time. We have one more week and then a few days at the end of the year. If we do see selling closing below 34.8 this week, I'd be looking down here at 41.4, our weekly open. This is very typical Bitcoin price action. You see something like this, comes back down to the fair value gap. However, closing above sets us up and gives us a 3-candle setup, being a large green candle, a small red-bodied candle, and a bullish engulfing green. So close above is a great signal, well, that we're right, that we're looking for 48K, perhaps even farther. With 2 days and 6 hours to go, we are too close for me to say this is definitely going to happen, but it's looking pretty good. It's looking very good. Let me see. We got the week. We got the week. I think there's something I'm missing. It's all right. I'll figure it out as I go. On the day, things are looking pretty solid. I'm going to need MACD for this. I have one little kind of educational, informative, there we go, thing I got to show you. So on MACD, it's not as visible on RSI on the day. As I get into this, I'm going to give you this kind of background information. The day right now is oddly different than some of the longer time frames that we look at. A little suspicious, especially with daily closes all the way up here at 48 or 44. I'm a little sus as to what's happening here. While people are really busy and focused on this bearish divergence on the high, well, we'll say bears are. I did a really great tweet today. I'll share it when I'm done with this about the bears, congratulating them on all their accomplishments this year. People are really focused on this daily bearish divergence. And if you look at RSI, it's there. I can't deny it. Can't say it's not there. Wouldn't make it go away. It's there. We have lower RSI. We have a higher high in price. But what people aren't really looking at is some other factors. They're really focused on this. When we look at MACD, we actually have bullish divergence on our low. We do have bearish divergence on our high, but we have bullish divergence on our low, and momentum on the day has now spent looking at 5 days of waning selling momentum on the day with bullish divergence down here sitting, looking very good. Daily money flow market cipher B could be better, but it's not the worst. So people are really focused on this, but let me turn your attention to something you might not be looking at. If you just increase the time frame from 1 day to 2 day, and we're going to look at 3 day, 4 day really quickly, you get a very different picture. Very different picture here. You look at those highs, all of a sudden, you don't have bearish divergence. All of a sudden, you have a higher high in RSI. But guess what you hold on to? You've kept the bullish divergence on your lows. It's interesting. Whenever I see a setup like this, and you'll see what I'm getting into as I show you some more. Whenever I see this setup where like a very obvious time frame, like the daily, is giving me one signal, but then kind of the sandwiching time frames, a little bit longer, a little bit shorter, aren't, usually I start looking for a trap. You look at the RSI on the 2 day, it's not there. Things look fine on the 2 day. In fact, they look bullish. You look at market cipher B, it says full bull ahead. Clear uptrend. VWAP just rolled over. Momentum just rolled over. The 2 day could not disagree more with the 1 day. It could not. We go to the 3 day. This is when it just gets spicier. On the 3 day, same thing. So that RSI divergence, the bearish divergence, the argument that people can use right now to say maybe this is the top, gets thrown out the window when you go to the 3 day. Out the window. Bullish divergence still there. It's interesting. 4 day, same thing. Now you do lose the bullish divergence. You don't have the lower low in RSI. But you look at the 4 day. Look at this monster, dude. Higher highs, higher lows. Look at this low actually bouncing off the RSI moving average. Wild stuff. It's really good to get perspective like this. You can say, but nobody looks at 4 days. Doesn't matter. All time frames are valuable. All time frames are valid. The 4 day, a reason I want to look at it is it closes today. After 3 days and 18 hours, it's looking to close, and look where we are. This is beautiful. Beautiful. So we have our weekly close, basically our target sitting right here, a little bit below price, about 1%. And just below that, or actually at the same level, we have our 4 day resistance. These candles show a very different picture to what people are looking at. These bottom wicks showing strong buying pressure each time the market sells off. Price looking for a bullish engulf above 43K. This is 5 hours and 27 minutes to go. This is looking incredibly likely. And the rest of this, the rest of the indicators for these time frames look awesome. They look awesome. Same thing, clear uptrend. You don't have any of the issues that you have on the 1 day when you look at really any other time frame that's higher. That's it. It's pretty spicy. Bears don't want you to know that. I kind of wanted to look at this randomly, the 10 day. I didn't. Maybe this is not good. Maybe it's not going to go along with my arguments I'm making here, but we'll see. Lower low, lower high. You do have the bearish divergence, you have the bullish divergence, a little conflicting. When I zoom out, what I really see, and this is kind of maybe going to disappoint, what I really see is some version of this channel like still existing. Maybe like that. We followed this channel down here all throughout October before it broke out. People were very bearish. Rip. People were very bearish. But I think we're still in some kind of channel here. Maybe if we connect the high, something like that. Kind of looks like we're still here. Kind of looks like it. What's interesting too is if we're still on this channel, this is our weekly open, I believe, at 40K. Sitting right there, right at the bottom of the channel. Not a bad target, actually. Not a bad target. This didn't really back up what I was looking for, which is fine. It's not all. It's also not very like contradicting either. Cool. Hopefully that was a good explanation. We'll see if we can turn that into like its own video. Maybe not. We'll see, Pickle. What do you think? Zooming in. Oh, I wasn't even done. Shit. I messed it up, guys. I'm not good at this. I need like a producer and a writer and maybe like a live person here with like a whip. And like if I mess up, they crack it and scare me. Also in the fray of why Bitcoin looks great. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. While that we did look at the premium getting eroded. What we didn't look at is Grayscale has really, I don't want to say front run Bitcoin. I don't think it really has front run, but it has given us a very clear picture, a much clearer picture than Bitcoin's chart. This chart doesn't seem to have all of the awful manipulation-y looking things that happen on Bitcoin. It seems much cleaner. If you guys remember, Bitcoin was still under 31K back in July, and I said if this was Bitcoin, would you be more bullish on it than right now? And virtually everyone said yes. And I said, well, here's the good news. It is Bitcoin. This is just GBTC. So it's a proxy, let's say, for Bitcoin. GBTC today, right now, literally today, while Bitcoin hasn't done anything, setting a new, again, 2023 high. Another one. GBTC, if we look at this kind of comparatively to Bitcoin's price, and we'll have to use our imagination for this a little bit. But if we look at it, right here is 48K. This is May's high before we drop down to 15.5. This is 48K. At this point, GBTC really only has like two resistances from the previous all-time high, which arguably might not really be in play. And then, of course, the all-time high that still exists. You have broken through a lot of this efficiency in the market. You do have a little bit of inefficiency all the way up to $55. GBTC, if you are a signal for Bitcoin, if you are telling us Bitcoin's future, you're as bullish as I am. I salute you. I salute you. Not many can be as bullish as me. Takes a certain breed. GBTC. Did I miss anything else? I think that was it. I did Coinbase, MicroStrategy, gold, dollar, GBTC. I did it, fam. I did it. We're going to take a look at Sol and some altcoins and stuff here in a second. We did it. All right. I only missed one thing. What was I getting at? This is kind of my low time frame. This is what I'm looking at. Bitcoin had an ascending trend here. It did break it, I think, last night. Did set a higher high only to fall back down, but I am seeing, and you can see the lows being caught here. This trend line was placed a few days ago. This trend line in play, holding price up. Our descending high trend line, holding price down. I think what we're going to get today is something like this until I think traditional markets close. So like 4:30 East today. It's only a few hours from now, right? I think we're going to see it flag out. This is a flag out. What I like here, the response to this sell-off, very strong. Buyers coming in, bulls came in. I do like your higher low, basically to retest your range high here. And I like here, I like it holding. I like it chilling here. We have not seen something like this. We have not seen a very strong selling impulse come in. We are back to the high after setting higher lows. This is what we like to see. Even if this does sell off and I'm wrong and this weekend we don't see a pump. Totally, yeah, it happens, guys. It happens. I believe we are likely to see this paint if we do fall back down even from here, which I'm not totally convinced we're going to, not at this point. But if we do, we're likely to paint something like this. At the moment, that could give us as low as 41-ish, 41. But even if this happens, what's happening? We're getting our favorite pattern. We have a flat top, multiple tests of resistance. Each time it's tested, that resistance weakens. So I like that we're hanging out up here, eating through resistance. You set higher lows. Buyers come in at progressively higher prices. That is an uptrend in a market. That is how we get the upside. I think this is looking great. I think it's looking great. I think we're going to see just our highs continue to come down and our lows continue to come up. Volatility contract here. And then I think we just see a breakout move, honestly. I would be surprised to not see a break to the upside or downside roughly at 5 p.m. East today. Roughly 5 p.m. East. Let me look at really low time frames for a second just to get an idea for myself. Let's bring LuxAlgo into the picture. What does LuxAlgo think? LuxAlgo, our newest sponsor, the #1 indicator company on TradingView. Hundreds of free indicators. You don't have to pay for anything. They also do have a premium indicator as well. And if you do sign up, use my link. Appreciate it. Let's see. Luxing along on the 1. I think Market Cipher B looks good on the 1, and so does RSI. Wow. Yeah, boys. Yeah, boys. Same thing here. All three of our indicators giving me the same feedback from the 1 to the 5 minute. LuxAlgo highlighting for us right here the pivot for the 15-minute time frame. Our pivot right at price, it looks like 43,950. Closing a candle above there would be a pretty good start. Pretty good start. We see our resistance band coming on down, but Lux has given us the long signal into it. That's actually a pretty good setup. Pretty good setup. Let's look at the 30. 30 is bullish, but looking like it's losing some strength here with lower highs on our money flow. Not what I always want to see. Not really ever what I want to see. One kind of redeeming thing here, VWAP setting higher highs progressively. That's solid. I'll take that. I'll take it. Little fake out there. Hourly, kind of the same thing as the 30-minute. 4 hour might be giving us some spice. VWAP's trending up. We had I guess a fake out to the rollover here. Money flow did not go to the zero line. Started reversing. VWAP pulling up. Momentum not quite there yet. I'm bullish, baby. Raise your hand if you're surprised. Tom Crown's bullish? What? I've never heard of such things. Such silly things. All right, let's get rid of this. I gotta turn the heater off. One sec. There we go. It's hot. It's cold and it's hot. It's cold outside. It's hot inside. It's Friday, babies. It's Friday. Let's go. All right, finally. After all this time, I'm sorry. I didn't ignore you. I promise. I love each and every one of you individually. I didn't mean to ignore you. After all this time, I will read the chat. How long have we been live now? Ooh, 40 minutes. Not bad. That's like 30 minutes, though, because, you know, we had a little countdown. Let me pull up the chat. We do have a nice little poll going on. Please vote in the poll. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Let me shout out everybody who subscribed. Maybe if there's any super chats or anything. I do want to say quickly, invest in yourself. Sign up for Patreon today. This is our private educational group. We're not a signals group, though I do post trades and things to the patrons. But sign up. We have our third Patreon night of the month tonight, Friday. Join us in Discord. There's still time to sign up. There are still discounted memberships available. Check it out. If you're new to crypto, there's probably nothing that's going to help you succeed more than that group. Nothing. It's not all about trading. It's not all about trading. There's more to it. Join the Discord if you have questions. You can ask the current patrons. Here we go. So we have some new subscribers. Hell yeah. A lot of new subscribers. Maybe I should just get in the zone and ignore chat more. What's up, Josh Decker, Andre Siebel, Harshad Mita, Amelia Nuwan Pia, R. Geyser. What's up, R. Geyser? Corke gifted 1 membership, and Jack and a Crack got it. Congrats, my brother. Ooh. We were just talking about this resistance band. Here we go. I see Corke got himself a gift me. Nice. What's up? Why Slow Barla, Imran Bin Azar, Philong Wen, Neat. The journey begins. We got a lot of new subscribers. Absolutely. Hell yeah. I didn't think people would be tuning in today. It's not really that spicy of a day yet. Maybe the clickbait and thumbnail worked. I don't know. But if you're out there and you haven't subscribed, now is your time. There's less than 12,000. That's right. Less than 12,000 of you will be in before 100K Tom Crown YouTube subscribers. So there's still time. Be an OG. Jump in. All right, I'm in the chat. Chat, here's what I want from you guys. What are you looking at today? What do you want to look at? I heard someone say SEI, and we'll pull up SEI for sure. SEI, I don't even need to hear it. I know Peoples is looking at Sol, so we're going to look at Sol. We'll look at Sol first. What else are we looking at today, fam? What are we looking at? Tell me. Why do I think 5 p.m. today? Well, if I told you all my secrets, it wouldn't be very mystical and vague. The reason I say 5 p.m. today is I just, as a streamer who streams at regular times, right, over years, it's very perceptible to notice kind of patterns, maybe. Patterns are rhythms. Yeah, rhythms. To market moves. So if I stream at 1 p.m. every day and every time I go live, it's like going down or not doing anything, you notice, right? And I've just noticed at 5 p.m.-ish, and that's right after the market closes. And in the last examples of the Bitcoin rallies into the weekend, they've all kind of started at like 5. It's a little bit just vague of an idea. Vague concept. I've noticed that the markets such as GBTC, other kind of Bitcoin proxies like Coin, MicroStrategy, things that don't trade, TradFi, don't trade over the weekend. They seem to be getting punished on these pumps, and they do seem to be leaving gaps on the chart. So there you go. That's about it. It's not as in-depth as everything else. I see a lot of coins here. Bonk, Yodo, XTZ. You know, XTZ actually just came up. Daniel Lehman, you're the man. It just came up on my radar the other day. What's up, 2 mil NC? Yo, Crown. What up, man? Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año de felicidad. I should be Spanish. Spanish is a way sexier sounding language than English, is what it is. What's up, Chris Pax, OP, Anna Filipowicz. How you doing? Litecoin. Get out of here, monkey. Only I can request Litecoin. Mike Bennett, Bailey, Moggy, Jack and a Crack. Who else is here? 420 Bud Monster. How you doing, man? Albino, Rhino, Alchemist, Alex Metadiros, Anthony, Nelly, Telek, Badger, Bailey, Bazberry Poot. Bazberry Poot. Black Sales, Bonk, exclamation point. Bauzizi Bassam, Brian Corey, Bring Facts, CNC Ireland. I'm 100% Irish, fun fact. Chirp House Data. We found him. We found it. But do you notice you never see Chirp House Data and Gina's boyfriend in the same room? I mean, I'm just saying. What's up, Chris Carter, Chris Gibbon, Christopher Stars. I love that name that I just came up with you. You're just Christopher Stars. Crypto 420, blaze it, my friend. Crypto Chief. Speaking of 420, do we have 420 likes yet? Let's get 420 likes so we can blaze it. It's the weekend. Cisco Kid. Crypto Steph. Man, I'm going to be here for an hour saying these names. Crypto Steve-O. Daha Ruane. Danius Tom Kaviskis. Dan Dakins. Daniel Lehman. Dapper Dan. A lot of Dans. Disciple of Dragon, D-League, Crypto, Dominic, Donkey Dan, Elijah W. How you doing, Elijah? You going to be there tonight? Foxy Thorny, Frosted Flake, Gorav, Arana, Gina's boyfriend. There he is in the same room. I was proven wrong. Gold Dragon, how you doing, bro? Greg F. Han, So Slow, Harshad Patel, Jack and a Crack, Jason Foley, Jason Snow Plowing and Sanding. If you guys need snow plowing and sanding, call Jason up. What's up, Jasper, Jeff, John D's, Z-Deb, Japernicus, JW Colt. I promise for everyone tuning in, this isn't a show where I just say names. There's just a lot of viewers right now. We got like 800, 900 viewers. What's up, Kenny Clark, Kevin J, T, King T, Chris Pax, Laurent, Lee, Loading Name, Magic Man, Mars, Moggy Games, Mika, Mike Bennett, Mountain Man, Nindirina, Neutrino, One with Nature, Psychedelic Astronaut, Renee Silva. How you doing, Renee? Good to see you, brother. RJMP, Ryan Ogligani. You're here all the time. I like it. Sandkeet Coot Wall, Scoffel Pike, Senka. I swear to God, we'll be done in a second if I can get through these. It's almost done. Sergio Sos. Sergio, how you doing, man? What are you looking at? S-Bag with a Bit Bag. Shrink Tech, Skiing, Roster, Love Skiing, Smoexer, Solar Miner, Sin. How you doing, brother? The Dusty Hunt, Pickle, TJ, Token, White Guy, Me Too, Me, NC, Tozen Coin, Watoshi, West G, Zachary Bobbitt, Zacket, Teaser, Monkey, and Crypto Surf. I got through the whole thing. If you put in a message while I was reading that and you weren't in alphabetical order, I didn't get it. How you guys feeling? Moonbeam, says Ivan. I don't know, man. What else? What do you want to look at? We'll look at Sol. I know you guys want to look at Sol. We don't want to look at Bitcoin because, well, one, we did, but mostly because Bitcoin is very shy. A lot of new investors don't know that Bitcoin is very shy, and if we don't look at it, it does tend to do better. So I'll set my alerts. Here. Actually, we should do a little in-stream prediction too, really quick. No, we're already at the 618. If I only had said something earlier, we're already here. $44.2, 1% move to the upside, so I'm looking for in the short term. We'll look at Sol. Scotty Don't Pee has still not peed. Guys, this guy's been on this stream for at least a year, if not more. How long, Scotty? He has still not peed. Give him a round of applause. Give him a round of applause. That's just dedication. That's just like Chad moves, bro. Chad moves. We'll look at Sol. What else do you guys want to look at? I do want to show you this tweet because I will share with you guys because you guys are my favorite, and I'll share with you guys. Don't tell anyone. I did maybe rip this tweet off of someone else. That is how Twitter works. If you're not familiar, Twitter is literally just one giant circle jerk. But I did reword it. I did make it my own. So I did want to share this with you because I'm still kind of giggling about it. I'm still laughing about it. Here we are. As the year draws to a close, let's reflect on all the correct calls made by the Bitcoin bears. A thread. Thank you for reading. The end. That was a full summary of the correct bear calls this year. That's so funny, man. I love it. Don't mover ADA. Damn. I know, savage. We got to get back on our savage streak. Brian Overholzer, give us a coin that hasn't ran yet. Litecoin. There you go. Litecoin. How about Cass, David Goff? Cass just chilling. A lot of the time, I know you guys always want me to look at whatever it is you're in. And I get it. That makes sense. But I want you to trust. Don't trust my TA. Don't trust any TA. But trust this. When coins move, I won't let you ignore it. I won't. You won't have to request them. Like, I have alerts set on everything. I have over 400 alerts. I have 400 alerts in TradingView. I'm always watching everything. If I don't want to look at something one day, it's because I know it hasn't done anything. That brings us to the coin that is doing things. I have talked some shit on Sol in my day, and it deserves it. No matter what it does with price, it still deserves it. This is still just a VC coin. But Sol's making moves. Very spicy moves. Tweeted yesterday, send Sol to $100, and it did not disappoint. I mean, 99 something. $100. Close enough. Here we are. $100. The top of this range. Let's get a little more exact now that we're up here. Top of this range. Do it like this. As high as $137. How many people are still bullish on Sol? I mean, I don't know why you'd be bearish. And just hit its yearly high. It hasn't retraced. But how many people are thinking this is going back to the all-time high without a retrace? I'm curious. I don't know. We've seen a lot of coins do this. We've seen a lot of coins do that. So for Sol to do it, not impossible. How many people think it? Raise your hand. I'll do a visual count later. Just keep them raised. We are at $100. Price is chilling here. The weekly not giving us much to really go on. The only takeaway I can see on the weekly here is the order block painted below our previous resistance, $74, $75. We have our solid order block creating support. If we do see a rejection from $100 on Sol, 75, 75.31, 75. Probably a good entry. If it does not reject here, $137. Let's go. That sounds all right. 137. After that, you're off to the races, baby. 267 all-time high. Break that, and things get very, very silly very quickly. Let's. Who wants to see some moon math on Solana? Here we are. Tom Crown predicted Solana's gonna go to $2,340. He's a shitcoiner. He's shilling coins. I probably own like 3 Sol or something. Here we go. This is what we do when a coin moves to an all-time high. This is what we do. Now, Solana is not an all-time high. It is at a very logical resistance that it might spend some time under or even some time retracing. But if it doesn't and it continues and it breaks past $267, this is the only tool we have to help us estimate where it might go. This is the Fibonacci extension and retracement tool. Not going to explain it right now, but here we go. We connected our all-time high to our bear market low, and we look for our 1618. Now, this is a pretty explosive number. There's no guarantee that this will come, but this is the only tool we have. Once you are past an all-time high, you're in what is called price discovery. Price discovery has no resistance. No one has bought higher when a coin is at an all-time high, right? People may look to take profit, but there isn't any real resistance. So in that spirit of look to take profit, if you were to just randomly pull a number out of your head that is above the all-time high to take profit, what might you do? I say you'd probably look for these psychological, clean, comfortable, friendly numbers, right? These aren't going to be found on our chart. It's never traded there. But we can add 500 and 1,000 to this and say, well, these are places people might look to take profit because let's say it's trading at $300. Where do you go? People who bought this year might say, I want to sell at $267. That's resistance. People who bought at $267 might look to sell at $267. That's resistance. But once you're up here, you don't have that anymore. It gets much more abstract. $500, $1,000, $2,340. It's all possible. But Solana's not there yet. It'd be wild if it did. Here we are at this $99 value. This is not what I would be expecting. This is not what I would be looking for on Solana to say, yeah, this rally's done. This rally's cooked. You tapped 100 for 5-6 hours. You stayed there. Sellers didn't come in. Sellers didn't smash this back down. You finally broke. And where did you go? Just back to 90 bucks. Hardly even a sell-off at all. Hardly anything. It's actually unexpectedly small. We could use our fib tool here, but I don't really think that's that useful at the moment. I think I could do this. Here we go. Could take a long position looking at $63 stop loss from $75. Not financial advice. Playing it back to $100 is a 2.1 to 1 risk to reward. To 137 gives you a 5 to 1 if 75 comes. Back to the all-time high, a 16 to 1. 16 to 1 is a little up there. If this is the type of trade you're looking to take, I likely would take this spot, and then I'd be able to pull my stop down lower. Still get a 7 to 1 here, 250% upside. That's the way I would trade this. Nobody knows the future of Solana. Nobody knows if it's going to keep rallying. If I'm going to base this just solely on other stuff doing things and saying, well, this other stuff did it, Solana might be pushing back to its all-time high. Maybe not quickly, maybe not by the end of the year. Bringing us to our next chart, SEI, which is a VC-funded shitcoin. It seems to be VC-funded shitcoin time. Maybe you can take that as alpha. Use it at your advantage. I did post in the Patreon, how many days ago? Like maybe a week ago? 4 or 5 days ago, that this coin was looking to retest its all-time high or go higher. It did. It did. Breaking past 35 cents on SEI. I don't own any of this, I don't think. It's high from August of 23. Take note, many of the coins that are at all-time highs did not trade through the bear market. That is relevant. That's relevant. Nice, Pico got the stamps, buddy. That is relevant. Using our same techniques, our same ninjutsus, we can try to estimate at where this might go next. We can try. Where did these come from? I'm confused. I'm confused where these ones. 50 cents makes sense. Nice psychological. Same thing with Solana that we just talked about. The same 1618. So the same thing we just did for Solana to get $2,300, right? We do here for SEI. SEI already broke its all-time high. What I kind of like about this one today, and again, not an endorsement of this coin. We just look at charts here. This is VC whatever coin. This isn't a coin I want to hold for the rest of my life, but it's a coin that I might look to make like a scalp trade on. What's interesting and kind of nice for the stream is unlike Solana, which is up at resistance, SEI is right back to potential support. Let me add the last line. It started trading its first day. It went up to 35 cents, fell down to 9 cents, went up to 41, and now resting comfortably at that resistance. Looking to cement that as support. If this low can hold, we start to get those higher upside targets like 50 cents or 78 cents. So what's kind of cool is I think that there's a trade to be made here. This is not financial advice. Nothing I say is, guys. I'm just sharing with you how I might approach things. Please don't throw all your money onto trades and then blame me. And then also, please don't throw all your money on trades and then thank me. I didn't do anything. You did it. Your wins are yours and your losses are yours. They're not mine. You can bring a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, right? Okay. What I kind of like is that you're at that previous all-time high. You might be testing it as support, so there could be a trade to be made. Let's target 50 cents. We get a 7 to 1. Let's make that like a 2 to 1. There we go. Something like that could be done. If I were to take this personally, though, I think I would make my stop a lot tighter. Since you're gambling, essentially, on the all-time high being flipped to support, I wouldn't want a really big drawdown on it. But I kind of like this. I kind of like this idea. Not an endorsement of whatever this is, but I kind of like it. Here we go. Just like that. We'll see how that plays out. And that's only targeting 50 cents. I think realistically you could target 78 cents. Then your stop could be a little lower, but this is, we've seen these trades play out. You broke an all-time high. You're basically degenning on that fact. That took a while to do Solana SCI. Let me go back to the chat. Scotty, you've been here since 20K subs. That's a long time, brother. That's years. It's always my fault. All right, we're going back to the chat. I kind of didn't do as much of the chat as I wanted. We did Solana SCI. Here we go. If you bring a horse to water, horse drinks. I mean, it could, right? It could. Well, it's not thirsty. Don't look at a gift horse in the mouth. Where are you supposed to look at it? Real question. What's up, Robert Nitz? You've already thrown your money at it? Good luck, my friend. Good luck. You need a platform with all the coins, Zachary Bobbitt. There is none. There is none. There's nothing with all of them. There's nothing with all of them. You can go to tomcrown.io. It has some of my links. What I really recommend, in the Discord, there is a crypto links area, and in that area, you'll find pretty much all of the exchanges we've ever worked with and all of the exchanges that I have any trust in. If an exchange isn't on that list, I wouldn't recommend it personally. I use, obviously, FEMX, our sponsor. Sign up with FEMX. No KYC, big bonuses. Help support the stream just by signing up. I use FEMX as much as I can because they are my favorite platform. But in reality, I use so many exchanges. I can't even tell you how many exchanges I have assets on. Whenever I can, I will use Coinbase. If I need spot, BTC trades, whenever I can, I'll use Coinbase. When I can't use Coinbase, typically I'll go to FEMX. And when I can't use FEMX, meaning maybe they don't have the coin, the ticker, I will use perhaps, MEXC. tomcrown.io/MEXC. MEXC has a lot of coins. They list them very quickly. I would caution you to leave too much money on there, though. I use them when I have to, and then that's it. I don't keep funds there. Like, I don't hodl there. But between those three, you can get pretty much everything. Pretty much. I also use Fairdesk. I also use BingX. I also used to use Bybit, Binance, all of them. It's complicated and confusing. There is a link in the video description below with a review of some crypto exchanges. Highly recommend you check that out. It's very fair and balanced. It goes through all the pros and cons. But actually, what's more important about that video, because I don't say which one is the best, what's more important is just the thought process and the things I'm looking for. We compare fees. We compare fiat fees. We compare KYC status. We compare all kinds of stuff that's important. Things you might not even know are important to deciding on an exchange. So check it out. Check it out. Take a look at Doge. I did tweet Doge looked bullish, and I did. Let's see. Has it disappointed? Has it disappointed? Not really. Hasn't really disappointed, but hasn't really done anything. Poop. Yesterday we did have a very, very solid wick on Doge. This was quite a nice little pop. The rest of the market hadn't really moved, and Doge moved from 9 cents to about 10 cents. But it did settle back down right to essentially what you can see here in this low time frame, like a little ascending trend. Not a lot of change there. I do think Doge looks good. I like these long, kind of expansive bleeds up. I'll call them a bleed up, right? If this chart was inverted, you'd probably be a lot more bearish. You'd probably be bearish. You'd be more bearish on this chart, I would say, than you would be bullish on this chart. Perspective is valuable. Doge did have that nice move, but hasn't done anything now. I don't have a lot. Don't have a lot to say about it at the moment. It had a great month. It battled through kind of the ugliness on its chart. It won for the most part. This month is solid. Basically for Doge, the only thing I want to see is 9.6 cents on the monthly. Just about 10 days. I want to see it close above January, February of this year. Ooh. 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 Ow. Okay. Got it. So, this isn't even just the month, right? Oh, no. What the hell? January 23. Okay. I was getting confused there. I thought for a second that was going to turn the candle green for the year. No. Your highs are relatively the same as April, but a close above 9.6 cents on the monthly for Doge. Send it to 12.69. Nice, if not higher. I believe, whether or not we're in a bear market or bull market, I believe Doge will make it back to about 20 cents. And this is the minimum. This is the conservative. I believe it will make it to about, or at least 20 cents before whatever happens next. Before we moon god candle or before we dump like crazy. I believe it'll hit 20 cents. I'm surprised it hasn't already. It's weird. But not a lot of thoughts there. Not a lot of thoughts on the Dojels. Monkey said Litecoin. We're not. Ooh, okay. All right. Well, Litecoin against the dollar. Wow, that doodle's looking so good, isn't it? That's a good doodle. Thank you. Thank you for complimenting my doodle. Good doodle. Good doodle off $69. I mean, I'm still looking for 85. Nothing has changed. This is what I said earlier. When things move, trust me, I won't let you not know. But a lot of coins just doing this. I think this looks healthy. This looks strong. This is good. But is it, let's get excited today? Probably not. Mostly the reason is I'm waiting to get excited for this, as it has not happened yet. Litecoin still at an all-time low valuation against Bitcoin. I am waiting for this to meaningfully reverse, to meaningfully retrace. And when it does, let's fucking go, baby. Litecoin all the way ahead. But at the moment, while it's down there, I do believe, I don't want you to do this because I believe in it. If you believe in it, I do believe this is maybe the cheapest you'll ever be able to buy Litecoin against Bitcoin. I think that it will retrace and have a significant rally. I don't know when, I don't know why, but I believe it. Don't invest based on my beliefs. But if we look at a chart of, is something expensive relatively, or is it cheap relatively? Litecoin is in the cheap option. It is in the cheap category. Against Bitcoin, it has fallen massively since 2018 and 19. It is at its lowest point. Buy low, sell high, right? You can't buy low, sell high if the price has already rocketed. To get the big gains, you have to buy stuff when it's down. When no one believes in it, when people think it's dead. That's when you have to buy it. If you buy it after you heard it's pumping and people are excited about it, it's too late. The big gains are gone. The biggins are gone. Ethereum not looking bad. People were talking about Ethereum being dead on Twitter yesterday and the day before. Weirdly. And I guess in that spirit, people talking about Ethereum being dead. Now it's rallying, heading back to its highs. It did break some kind of descending resistance here. It did break out of a potential flat bottom pattern. I guess that could come back. But it does look like it's retargeting that 2400 area. And you know me, I don't think that's the end of this. Ethereum's been climbing slower, but it's been doing it pretty cleanly, pretty healthily. I hate that word, but Ethereum seems to have like a slower vibe, but I like its vibe, right? It's moving up, pulling back, flushing out weak hands, moving up to a higher high, pulling back, flushing out weak hands. It's turning that resistance into support. So all we need now is a break of 2400, and we could see Ethereum move closer to 3000. Looking at the chart here, 2500 as high as 3500. It'll happen. It'll happen at some point. If Bitcoin makes big moves this weekend, it might happen this weekend. The 618 retracement at 2500. Yeah, you're like monthly, weekly, everything right there. This was previous support before you lost it in the bear market. It makes sense in a liquidity mindset to come back to that previous support to test it as resistance or break through. Makes sense. It makes pennies and cents. Well, Bitcoin hasn't ran, but it also isn't the time that I said that I thought it would happen. Just staying in this pattern, I guess. Just being shy. Very shy. 825 votes. 60% of us looking for a pump. Well, cheers. Cheers to the weekend pump. I hope we get it. GBTC +2. I don't know if I put another alert. I think I have one at 38, which is very close to price, so I didn't set another one. 37. Holy shizzle. GBTC is literally pumping. Literally pumping. Right now. This was one of our signals, one of our pieces of evidence of why I think crypto will get a rally this weekend, if you missed the beginning. There it is. Actually, I did not expect that. GBTC just honey badger, heading for 38.71. Absolutely heading for 38.71. It's only got, though, what, a few more hours? It's only got 2 hours of trading. That'd be a pretty spicy 2 hours, wouldn't it? Nice little 1 point up. The day looks beautiful on GBTC. Paint bearish divergence on the day. What about the 2-day, though? Actually, it's on the 2-day as well. 2 days a lot greener than the 1 day. 38.71, that is looking possible by end of day. Since GBTC is moving, I am curious, has the dollar moved? Nah, dollar rebounded a little bit since the start of the episode. It's looking like it wants to go up a little bit, isn't it? That's a very pretty, we're on the 5-minute, but that's a very kind of pretty looking head and shoulders, isn't it? Inverse head and shoulders. You can see the dollar returning, what, like down up here, 1.25. About NASDAQ. I have a feeling these indices that hit new all-time highs, I have a feeling they're going to just like close up at their highs for the week. This is what I'm thinking. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's obvious right now, but like I think it's going to close a little higher. Maybe like 7. It's at 17 now. That's beautiful. Let's go. Let's go. Screw you, Bitcoin. You're supposed to be spicy while we were live. That's all right. I've been asking every stream. I'm going to ask it again. If you are here for the first time, bless you, I don't know how you made it this far, but if you just found our channel today, our stream today, you've never seen it before, maybe you'd seen it but never actually watched, never clicked it. I want to know, are there any brand new people here? If you're new, please put something in the chat, let me know, I'd like to welcome you. But also let us know how you found it. Did YouTube recommend this to you? Did you find it in search? Was it on your homepage? I don't know, Twitter or something? How'd you find it? I'm curious. It gives me a good gauge of how hype we are in the market. What's up, Luca? You're new, Jay Soils. Cody Codes, you're not blue. You're not new. You're not new. Ava Juarez, ICP. Coinbase chart. We did look at that, my friend Juanito. We did look at that. I do have some timestamps already. Pickle on his game today, on his Friday game. I do have some timestamps. I think I can add them while we're live, and then you'll be able to go back if you want to see it. We did look at Coinbase. We did look at MicroStrategy. We did look at a bunch. ICP. There you are. Right in resistance. Let me keep looking at the chat, though. You're new. Can we look at Super? DJ Frodo. What's up, man? Gala, says Alexander. Cello. Josh Decker. How you doing, man? Sand. I didn't say if you're new, what chart do you want to look at? Though you can share that too. I said if you're new, I want to know. I want to know how you found us. You're a legend. Thank you, Harvin. People eventually find... Well, here's the thing, guys. People either find our channel or they go broke watching the shillers and the scammers. That's like the shitty reality of it. Me. What's up, Snaffer? Merge in FBTC. The chart looks nice. Are you sure about that? Well, Jay, Luca, all of the people who said they're new. Zach, Etizor, you've been here the whole stream. Hell yeah. How'd you find it? You just type in Bitcoin and it just showed up. Troy Miller, what's up, Troy? New to crypto? Hell yeah, dude. Welcome, my friend. You are incredibly lucky. Ask anybody in this community. to have found us while you're new. Unfortunately, the loudest, shittiest, chilliest, scammiest people are typically who people find first. And if we can, we do like to help them not get totally wrecked here. So stay a while and listen. It's good to have you, my friend. We're here live 3-ish more times a week. I put out a lot of educational content, shorts, longs. Check it out. But the real value is the Discord. If you're new, join the Discord. It's free. Get free Bitcoin for being in there. But that's the real value. Just being around like-minded people and having access to other people to get their opinions round the clock. Something you can't really find in crypto when you're new. Highly recommend it. Bonk. Does Bonk do anything? Did Bonk move? I don't think it did. I didn't get a Bonk alert. Voxies. I haven't checked Voxies in a while. Bonk hasn't done anything. Looks good. I mean, that looks good. That looks good. I think it's going to go back. I think it's going to hit 37.55 at some point. What's up? It's Autopilot. OP has been moving. I will, I guess, stop resisting looking at it. You're new every day, Justin Cashmere? That's my man. That's my guy. Yep. Cool. We were on the right side of the trade, at least for OP. Is OP at an all-time high? Did OP hit an all-time high? What? Is this the full... I don't know if this is the full history. This doesn't look like the full history. Let's see. I've decided this is the way I'm going to do it. When I'm not sure, I'm just going to go to CoinGecko and look at what it said the all-time high was. About an hour ago. Wow. Wow. All right. Well, good catch. Good recommendation. Here we go. We were getting a little excited about the $2,000 Solana call. Don't get excited. Let's do some moon math here for OP. Same analysis, same moon math. 1618, $7.35. Not quite as exciting as the $2,000 Solana. Measured move at 12. These are both great upside targets. If you're in a position, great upside targets. Potentially look to shave off some of that profit at either one of these. $7.35, $12.11. This is looking pretty good. Wow, that's gorgeous too. It's got room. It's got room on the day. I don't think I own any of this. Just a little bit move higher. Nah, you're good. You're good on RSI too. Wow. No bearish divergence on the week. Ooh, buddy, this is not looking too bad. This is looking pretty good. Pretty good. Closing the month above 270 will be the highest monthly close ever for OP. 9 days to go. It's looking pretty likely. Will OP see a 100% gain? According to this chart, it's very likely. Very likely. Wow. I didn't know this was doing that. Your previous all-time high, so I guess just kind of like SEI is right now. We talked about how that potentially might make sense for a trade. Right? It's at the previous all-time high. Had an all-time high, broke it, came back to it. OP may do the same. That previous... Actually, no, this isn't the all-time high. Shit. That's monthly. Huh. Yeah. All right, so it did break it, but it not really by a like meaningful amount. If it breaks and closes above 330, close the day above there, that looks amazing. If it doesn't, you may see a retracement back to 270, which may offer a position. This has kind of been its vibe, right? Move up, pull back, move up, pull back, move up, pull back. You may. I think a patient trader will be rewarded if 270 hits, but if it doesn't, you're looking for the moon targets, well, you might look for an entry at that 330, just like SEI. That was the comparison. To potentially look to take a long to that 735 or even 1211. Man, this I'm glad you said something. This coin's on my radar now. I noticed it popping up on some of the biggest gainers from time to time, but didn't really look into it. I got alerts set now. I'm not going to miss it. This is looking very good to break the all-time. Very good to meaningfully break the all-time high. Looking very good. $7 looks locked and loaded. Bitcoin trading sideways. It's 219. All the new people. I love it that you're here. You found the right place. If you weren't wowed by today's episode, I'm sorry. It's okay. But just stick with us. Stick with us. This show is not about hype. It's not about FOMO. We try to make it a little entertaining. It's about getting rich over time and winning in crypto. People hear about these big gains and they think, oh, everybody wins. No, almost nobody wins in crypto. I'd say 99% of people do not. If you stick with this community, if you stay here and you open your mind to the way we approach crypto, I wish I could guarantee you, but I can, as close as of a guarantee as I can make, can guarantee that you will make it. Guarantee. As close as I can get. If you just stick with us. That's it. There's the pitch. That's the whole tweet. Do it. So subscribe. Jump in the Discord. While you're at it, check out LuxAlgo and FEMX, our sponsors. Sign up using my link. You'll get discounts for using it. It's win-win. Supports the stream. Makes me look good. This has been a really great stream. It's Friday, guys. You know what that means. We need 18 more likes right now. We only have 402 likes. That's miserable. We need 420 right now. Hit the button. Let's get 420. It's Friday. Go, 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 go. It's Friday. We can't end the stream without 420 likes. It's just a crime. There's 700, 800 of us. We just need, there we go, 420. Blaze it, fam. Let's go. We got our 420 license. Go forth this weekend. Watch for the pumps. If you missed the intro, if you missed the alpha at the beginning of the stream, timestamps are added. Go back and watch it. Fam, if Bitcoin breaks 45K this weekend, we will be live whatever hour of the day that is. Keep your eyes peeled. Keep your notifications on so you don't miss the spice. Till then, crown out.